age 50 and above to subscribe to the seniors plan.
The benefit is very robust. I can see that anywhere.
We ensure that we give you, a free premium service.
Subscribe for your parents and your family.
They train them on how to handle their business.
Like our slogan and our motto has said.
Watch Ilera Eko Hangout on this channel every week. Ilera Eko, leaving no one behind.
Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi. As always, I have the ladies with me, but today we have a guest co-host in the building. Georgia Allen is joining us today. She's the MD CT 105.1. Welcome to John, ladies. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Glad to be on the program today.
Tell us what happened. Any traffic coming to work today?
Well, a bit. So I was a bit scared on the CMD road, but it moved.
Don't be scared. You're not used to our area.
Coming from GRA to...
yeah, to this area.
Oh my God, this is not bad at all. No, it's not bad. I don't live on the island.
It's all good. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Wake in the building. Hey, looking all purple today. What's happening? Is it Ashwebi or something?
No. Actually, it was my former sister, Funke Maria's mom, that bought this one.
It's beautiful.
So.
Did you call her former sister-in-law?
Yeah.
How is she former sister-in-law? Ex-sister-in-law.
She was family's wife.
Just say sister-in-law, doesn't matter. You don't have to put the former in it.
Okay, she's Maddie's mommy.
Maddie's
mommy bought it for me. I don't know whether her or Femi would be happy if I called her my sister-in-law, so I have to be politically correct. Yes. So, but today is Sharon's birthday, so happy birthday, Sharon.
It's international brand. Oh, 41.
Yeah, he's going to the beach and he was telling me, I said, you can't give me 24, I'm an old woman, you can't give me 24 hours notice.
Okay, I know. You have set the bar.
Give me 1 week's notice.
So that you prepare.
So I will prepare.
To the beach.
Manage the 24 hours notice now. So you have to manage 24 hours notice.
I know, this one,
make it
this
happen.
on beach. I don't even have driver. You come and drive inside that traffic. I'll be actually entered it today.
Oh God, I saw my eyes on my back.
Nothing is taking me to the island.
Honestly.
No vex. God will help you.
No.
Alaja Nima Akashat Ziviri, how you doing? Fine. You have to tell me you like the way I call your name. You're pretending as if you don't like it.
No, it's the Alaja like that. So I want to start to tap into it.
Yes, sir.
Because I pray Aj is calling me.
Yes.
I'm really calling her.
Aj has been calling you for years.
No, Aj hasn't called me. If he calls me, everything will work. Exactly. So my dream is to go on the hard with my husband. I don't want to go alone. My parents went together. It's safer.
So
it's small.
Who will look after your kids?
My kids.
They'll be fine.
These kids that I have, when Yala Olu has not gone back to Shagamu, they'll be fine. So I would love that. That's the part that I always look out for.
Yeah.
When the Alaja is real.
It's
But in my family also there's a trend. We go on the Hajj, but we don't get called Alaja. We don't put the gold to just the worship and come back.
As a young Muslim girl, I used to dream of having a gold tooth. Like one day, it was one of those things like a little girl. You're like, because all your aunties have it. Once they enter like this,
you don't have to go.
You have to just, but after I became a Christian,
Just went
it wasn't a big deal.
I had an opportunity to have a gold tooth, but my brother said, any day thieves catch you, they will just pull.
That's it.
This your makeup is popping, Obiajilu.
Thank you.
You see, because Mr. Taye had one. You know, Mr. Taye went on Hajj, so he has a gold tooth.
Oh, for guys do that? I didn't even know men do it.
Oh, they do.
Men do.
I thought it was only women.
So I had a root canal therapy, and I had an option to pick, when they wanted to crown my teeth, my tooth, to pick either the gold or the regular color that you wouldn't see. So it was an option at the time.
How are you doing?
I'm grateful to God. Gratitude Challenge Day 11, and today we are grateful for YourViewTVC.
Better be.
Yes, grateful for the platform, grateful for our MD here, grateful for the ladies.
MD Mama.
Yes, so
I've been forgetting.
Grateful for
you
that.
Don't forget.
The cameraman working now. Let me say my gratitude.
Exactly.
Sorry,
I had to MD Mama.
You know, everyone, the makeup artist, the hairstylist, everyone.
The producer.
You know, I've mentioned they know now. You want me to collect query? You know, I'm just grateful for the whole team and how they work together to give us this platform to shine.
I love your outfit. Is this you?
Thank you. No, this is House of Vichy.
House of Vichy. Oh, beautiful.
I'm
You thank Folarin as well?
Yes, now all our heads and, you know, our bosses, we're grateful.
This is why
do I have to make a list?
I don't understand.
MD Mama, give us this. What's up?
MD Mama.
MD Mama, what's going on?
I have to hear you now.
Just tell this nonsense. I don't like these things. I don't like mama. I'm not a mama, I'm a babe.
Okay, MD
babe.
MD. Hey, MD babe. Ele Brown. MBB.
It's MD Brown.
MD Brown.
That's when we come back, we go through the front pages of the paper. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Shareholders lose out in Cadbury's loan conversion, why CBN sacked Board of Union, Keystone Polaris Bank, and Christian pilgrims now for Rome and Greece. Okay, which story are we starting with?
We'll start with major headline.
Major headline, please go ahead.
So the FCC has, invited 10 officials of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, 10 civil servants within the ministry as part of their ongoing investigation of the affairs that happened within the ministry under the suspended Minister Betta Edu and her predecessor, Sadia Umar Farouk, and the National Coordinator of the National Social Investment Program, Halima Shehu, presently ongoing with the EFCC. And so some of the civil servants, as expected, are already saying, no, we tried to flag it down, but they didn't listen, we just followed orders. Some documents were said to have assisted the detectives in the ongoing profiling of 12 companies that were awarded 3 billion naira for consultancy services by the ministry also. So they have, been going to the ministry, getting documents, investigating. The ICPC also probed the scam and submitted its preliminary findings to the EFCC to assist in the investigations, and they said they recovered 50 billion as part of the investigation. Also, some chiefs, executives of some banks were invited. They mentioned them, and Jaiz Bank as well as Zenith Bank have, joined their Jaiz on their part said they followed due process. Yes, an account was opened by them by the ministry, but no amount of money have been deposited in that account as of now. While Zenith Bank on their part said it is rumor flying around that their MD or their CEO was being detained at the EFCC.
Okay, let's take another story, Nation.
Okay, I wanted to take the Philip Shaibu. He says he's hurt and sad that Governor Obaseki is not supporting him in the Edo elections for the primaries. The governor is supporting a Lagos-based lawyer, Asue Igodalu, who is an indigenous of Edo State. He says that him and Obaseki were in this fight together. They were supposed to fight godfatherism together, and Obaseki is now going against that and is doing that, that he staked so much to follow Obaseki at that time. He went against his own godfather, Oshimole, and he lost 20%. He lost 20% of his political capital in Edo North Senatorial District.
How did he calculate that 20%?
I don't know.
No, if he says it's safe, I think it's an understatement of what he lost. Because Oshomole has continued to control Edo North. In fact, even though the state was a PDP state, he got re-elected to represent that constituency in the Senate. So
I guess it's just a painful that Obaseki is not supporting
him. He says that he supported him, his second-term bid, with his structure, all his vehicles, finances, for them to get a ticket of the PDP. And he contributed financially, so I think he just feels very hurt and betrayed.
Yeah, so the Chief Executive Officer of Airtel Africa, Segun Ogusoya, said that Airtel Nigeria will build one of Africa's largest data centers in Nigeria. And he said this, you know, while he was addressing reporters at the State House in Abuja after meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You know, he had gone ahead to laud the president's policy reforms, which according to him has worked very well. And he said he went to the villa to thank the president and also hold some private discussions with him. And he commended the efforts of the president to stabilizing the Forex. And, you know, he said they had for a long time Forex exchange crisis, though it's not been completely achieved, but there's been a balance somehow, and it's aiding their businesses. So he was really very appreciative of some of the policies that the president had taken. He said about 6 or 7 months ago, he had come to discuss the operational environments of business, you know, in Nigeria generally, and a few things were changed. It's not perfect yet, but it's a step in the right direction, and it's aiding their business, that they have procured the land, and very soon they will be doing the groundbreaking in a few weeks. And so Airtel is going to be, you know, offering the largest data center in Nigeria, and would also support other multinational businesses. So I think this is a good one. Congratulations.
Cadbury Nigeria is having serious problems concerning the Forex they have. So they're owing $7.7 million. And the recent liberalization of the foreign exchange market in June 2023 have put serious pressure on their own value. So there, according to Cadbury Nigeria, it said that it was facing challenges servicing the foreign currency denominated costs and loans due to persistent foreign currency scarcity in the country. So right now, what they plan to do is they're offering to sell 402 million ordinary shares of 50 kobo each to the Cadbury shops overseas as a swap for the outstanding $7.7 million. It's really serious pressure. Many companies are having this problem because of the debt that they're having. Okay, moving on quickly now to the Punch. Major headlines: CBN sacks Union Bank, Polaris, Keystone Banks and boards. Marketers to meet Dangote over fuel supply. COVID-19 not over. 10,000 deaths recorded in December, says WHO. Sex for Marx suspended. Unical Dawn still in prison over after the $250 million bill. Sanwo-Olu hails Otedola's $1 billion security donation. Obasanjo's ex-minister Agunloye arraigned for $6 billion Mambila contract. And Edu EFCC quizzes top ministry officials. ICPC recovers 50 billion naira. Major headline, won't take that, Doja?
The Central Bank of Nigeria sadly dissolved the boards and management of Union Bank of Nigeria, Keystone Bank, and Polaris Bank. Why did this happen? It is because of an alleged corporate governance infractions and non-compliance with the regulatory requirements. This came, though, barely 3 weeks after the special investigation on CBN and related entities. Jimmy Obazi submitted its final report to the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The sacking of the boards, though, is reportedly part of the implementation of that report that was submitted of the special investigator. But it is worthy to note that the CBN has, however, assured the public of the safety and security of depositors' funds, stressing that it remained resolute in fulfilling its mandate to uphold a safe and sound robust financial system in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the CBN statement is silent on Titan Bank, Titan Trust Bank.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, the bank has reportedly acquired Union Bank, for some reason they're quiet about, you know, what's
But I think they also sacked Union
Bank. No, just Union Bank. You know, they're supposed to. They didn't talk about Titan.
Okay.
So just Union Bank.
Okay, let's pick one more story in Punch before we're going to break. Why human interest?
Yeah, the suspended dean of Faculty of Law of the University of Calabar, Cyril Indifon, was granted bail, but he hasn't received the bail. The judge said he could go on self-recognition, and his lawyer could take him because he had to go for an eye surgery. He hasn't received the bail, but hopefully, maybe he hasn't perfected his bail conditions. I don't know. He didn't say that, but the ICPC alleged that on October, he had used his office to solicit nude photographs and videos from female students. He corruptly changed a student's project supervisor for favorable grades, requesting for pictures of prospective students as an inducement for admission, and several others like that.
I remember we took that story when that thing happened.
Yeah.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. BC?
Yes, I have a story. The World Health Organization yesterday warned that the coronavirus disease is still a major threat and despite partially, passing under the radar, it's still there. The United Nations also noted that almost 10,000 COVID-19 deaths were reported in December, and the data from various sources was pointing to an increased transmission during the Yuletide season because a lot of people came together, and they are saying that the JN.1 variant is now the one that's commonly reported across the globe. So they said, although COVID-19 is no longer a global health emergency, the virus is still circulating, changing, and killing. And aside from the 10,000 deaths reported to the World Health Organization last month, there was also a 42% increase in hospitalizations and a 62% increase in intensive care unit admissions compared to November. So the increment was more in December. And the data were based on what they had gotten from different countries, mostly in Europe and in America. And so they're saying, though they do not have the reports of other countries on the increase of COVID-19, but we must begin to take precautions because it's still very much alive, though it doesn't make the news as such, but we must be careful so that we don't, bring it back again.
Nima?
Okay, so I have the marketers, all marketers meeting with Dangote over for supply. So the independent marketers of petrol, I'm trying to get their full names quickly. I've met with that's the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, met with Dangote Industries, according to the Punch in the beginning. And, they're discussing distribution of petroleum products across the country. The refinery that has a 650 billion per day capacity requires 6 million barrels to start production. They said they've only received 1 million, but they started disbursing. They say ultimately by January they will start having products out. Yeah. But one of the officials of Dangote refinery said the meeting will hold that it has not held yet. I'm hoping that they hold that meeting and it sorts out the independent marketers and we can focus on major marketers and NMs.
Okay, so the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on Wednesday received a donation of ₦1 billion from a renowned philanthropist and entrepreneur, Mr. Femi Otedola, to support the state's security architecture in Lagos State. The governor received the donation in the company of the chairman, LSSTF, Mr. Kehinde Durosimi, and the executive secretary, also Dr. Abdulrazak Balogun, and other state officials. Otedola, the chairman of Geregu Power Plant, and the son of the Third Republic Governor of Lagos State, was represented by his daughter, Olawumi Otedola, and they were there to present the governor with that fat check. So, speaking on behalf of our father, Olawumi commended to Sanwo-Olu and the state, Lagos State Security Trust Fund, for their hard work in keeping Lagos safe and advised the fund to continue in its culture of transparency and judicious use of resources. Of course, our governor was quite pleased and he said that he was really thankful and celebrated the philanthropist. Let's go to the next paper now. Daily Sun, CBN kicks out 5 banks board. Focus on restructuring Nigeria in 1 year, will ask Tinubu. Unilag, Prof. Son records 5.0 CGPA. Imo set for Uzodima's second term inauguration on Monday. Newly refurbished forensic lab will enhance NDLEA's performances, Marwa. Supreme Court affirms Fintiri's victory as Adamawa governor. And Southeast APC tackles Soludo Oti over suspension and arrest of traditional rulers. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Unilag.
Okay, go ahead.
Son of a professor at the University of Lagos, Unilag Akoka, David Oluwatomiwa Akomo, has recorded a perfect score of 5.00 cumulative grade point average.
Fantastic.
To emerge the overall best for the 2021 to 2023 academic session. Excellent, right?
Yeah.
The Vice Chancellor, Fola Shade Ogunshola, who disclosed this at the pre-convocation briefing, said that the university produced 340 first-class graduates and 97 from the Faculty of Management Sciences and 57 and 47 from the Faculty of Science, with 57 and Faculty of Engineering, respectively. She revealed that 39 students obtained distinctions from the College of Medicine in different courses.
Fantastic. That's good news.
That's very good. The son of a professor, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, the songs are Lagos. Because some more teacher,
exactly. It's expected. Well done. Well done.
Okay, so the NDLE are celebrating the donation of a forensic lab, or the upgrade of their forensic lab, by the United States Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, INL. Femi Babafemi, the spokesperson of the NDLE, was there representing the boss, and he said that the facility would, of course, improve their services. He said with the facility, they are now anticipating provision of state-of-the-art analytical equipment, which will enhance optimal performance in line with the standard operational laboratory procedures and best practices, which in turn, of course, will enhance evidence-based analytical processes in their forensic analysis. This is a welcome one, but the part where they are still waiting for donation of equipment is what worries me. I think we should be investing in that already.
Yeah. Vanguard, quickly, CBN sacks board management of Union, Keystone, Polaris banks. Suspension, PERMSEC takes over humanitarian ministry from Beta Edu. Economic reforms, NECA analysts, experts align with World Bank on ease of inflation. Retired Civil War soldiers protest unpaid 44 years pension in Oyo. Tax waivers on imported mining equipment, others underway, says federal government. Alleged 6 billion naira fraud, ex-power minister Aguloye docked, remanded in prison, so Soyinka raises alarm. Okay, which story are we taking?
Let's take the protest by retired Civil War soldiers. And they've been protesting unpaid 44 years pension. This happened in Oyo State. It said hundreds of Nigerian retired soldiers who defended the country during the 1966 Civil War yesterday took to the streets of Ibadan, Oyo State capital, over unpaid pensions since they retired 44 years ago. The ex-servicemen had their placards with varying inscriptions, and they were saying that they deserve, they were asking if they deserved what has been going on or what they have been going through after defending the country with their blood. So they had to speak with journalists at the state headquarters in Ibadan. The national coordinator of the retirees, Babawande Philip, retired, was the one that lamented the painful aspects of their situation. And they said that the perceived enemies who fought against the country at the time have been paid by the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, and while they who defended the country with all sorts of bullet wounds are still languishing in pain and sorrow. So a few of them talked to the press about it, and they said that they had fought, they've been deprived of their pension rights. In 2015, they asked them to do a capturing in Abuja, where all of them were issued a certificate of, genuine service. So they were acknowledged to be genuine. They were acknowledged to really have served the country, and they have the certificates, but till then, or till now, they have not gotten anything out of it. He said over 100 of them have died, no money to take care of themselves. Some of them are already physically challenged. There was one who became blind 20 years ago. He said all his family members are dead. There's nobody to take care of him, and yet he cannot even receive, his pensions from the work that he had done. Some of their widows were there too, who said their husbands have died. They are suffering, their children are suffering, there's no hope, and they are going to continue fighting for this with the last drop of their blood till the government attends to them. I think the government should do the needful.
That's very sad, sir.
Yeah, very sad.
Really, really sad indeed.
Yeah.
The Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday remanded the former Minister of Power and Steel, Olu Agunloye, in Kuje Correctional Service over an alleged $6 billion fraud in connection with the Mambila hydroelectric power station. We've been on this Mambila forever. Well, he pled not guilty. He pleaded not guilty in front of the judge. Some of the allegations, according to the EFCC, said that he was arraigned on 7 counts of fraud, of fraudulent award of contract. Also alleged that on May 22nd, 2003, he awarded a contract titled Construction of 3,960 megawatts Mambila hydroelectric power station on a build, operation and transfer basis to Sunrise Power without any budgetary provision, approval, and cash backing. The EFCC also said, by so doing, the ex-minister violated Section 22, subsection 4 of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offices Act of 2000. Okay, let's move on quickly now to the final paper for this morning.
You did mention that Soyinka raised an alarm.
Oh, yes, I didn't get to that part, but go ahead. You have that part of the story.
Professor Soyinka raised an alarm saying that they shouldn't put him in Kuje prisons, that, so that the fate of Bola Ige doesn't happen to him, that they've been investigating the death of Bola Ige, and that he feels that it's because of that.
Really? I don't know. Okay, the Nigerian Tribune, our final paper, let's find a story of not taken at all. Army redeploys 975 officers, cancels 120 postings. Amotekun arrests 2 caught with human head body parts in Shaki. Court to deliver judgment in suit seeking to stop elections from holding on Saturdays. Attack on Ekoko. Kogi government arrests 6. Prospective corps members now to register with NIN. And Soyinka raises the alarm as court remands Agunloye in Kuje prison. That's what you just talked about. Okay, let's take one story or two stories.
Yes, this
human head.
Amotekun, the body parts, you know, they've arrested, the Amotekun have arrested 2 boys, a 32-year-old Adebisi and 35-year-old Abdullahi, for possession of a human head and human body parts. What had happened was this guy, his car broke down, so he wanted to do the tire. When he looked under, he saw a cellophane bag, brought it out. It was human head inside.
It wasn't his own car that he was fixing?
It was his own car now. He was trying to change the tire. And so he raised the alarm. See human head, though. So they now went to a house where this Adebisi was. He was when they looked inside, they found human body parts and different parts of and animal bones. And they went to the other one. The other one is a ritualist. Then they now traced that head to a young boy who had been buried a few hours before.
Wow.
When they got to the graveside, the family were just cementing the graveside.
Oh my God, horrible.
You know? So one young 28-year-old, the family were even sad when they said, wait first.
Is this the head?
This is the
God.
Father in heaven.
Of
They're such wicked.
And the family was so distraught. And
Wicked people.
Hey.
We have to wrap up now, but I'm happy that the NIN, so actually the NIMC are going to be partnering with the NYSC to ensure that every core member expected to register for mobilization with their NIN. And this was part of the deliberations during the meetings of NYSC management and the National Identity Management Commission, led by its Director General, Abisoye Koka Odushose, in Abuja on Wednesday. The NYSC DG said that the collaboration with NIMC on core mobilization would strengthen the online registration process and the scheme. If you recall, the investigative journalist who ended up becoming a core member through getting illegal degree from the school, doing the degree mill scandal. So obviously NYSC is trying to tighten that process to ensure that nobody can just come and serve without proper documentation identification. Okay, that is all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, it's Thursday, it's our gisting day. We have a guest co-host today, and we're talking about some very juicy topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the the black table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind
Thanks for staying with us. As you said, Thursdays are our talk days, and today we decided to have a conversation concerning premarital sex. And the reason why it was important to have this is because in recent times, even in the past few years, we've had so many stories from couples who said that they wanted to adhere to the custom of not getting into marriage with premarital sex. Well, after they enter, they now realize either the spouse is unable to fulfill their marital obligations in the room, or they are impotent, or something happens where he or she can't even be adequately effective. There are different issues men go through in marriages just because of that singular rule. Don't do it before marriage. Now, what are your thoughts? Should we begin to modify this rule? Many of us our religion doesn't allow us to do it. And we've also found that even within our religion, there are people who are frustrated. I know a story of a woman who kept herself as she should have, got into marriage and found out that the man was unable to, I think he didn't have, or there was something like that, or something crazy. I can't remember the details anymore. But the point is that this deception that we talk about all the time, should we begin to encourage young, responsible adults to engage in this practice so that they are there's full disclosure before they enter marriage, or should we continue to uphold that singular rule of don't do it before marriage? Please call us on the numbers on your screen, 081 0764 1679 0902 163440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Entertainment _ using the hashtag YourView on TVC. We'd love to read your tweets. Ladies, who'd like to go first? Nimbusi, you want to jump in here? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are not for the public. Yes, because I have 2 daughters. And I have been opportune to handle cases of, people not having sex, and then they got married, and what they saw was not what they were expecting to see. And I had 2 cases very close to home. One was a friend, another was a family member, that the marriage is no longer working. And when this was happening, I was just asking myself, if one of my daughters comes to me tomorrow and says, Mommy, okay, what do you think? There's this guy that I like, and but now, what do you think? Should I try? Should I? Because I have open conversations with her, and I'm expecting that at that time she won't be secretive all of a sudden. She will still, yes. How would I respond on this thing I want to say? I'm not even answering you. Just relax. I got my head on this morning. So what will I tell her? I was processing in my head. I even had a conversation with my husband. I said, if your daughter comes to us and says, what will you say? He said, it's the kind of things we have seen. Hey, do we say, according to the scriptures, it says, or do we say, use your head? Till today, I can't answer. Exactly. And I'm dreading that day because I know it will come. Exactly. They are growing up and they will have that conversation. Exactly. What I would advise is, let your intuition guide you. Exactly. Right? Do not get into the relationship because of what your people have said, people around you have said, what your pastor said, what your mother has said. You are a full-blown spirit. You can have your own guidance. There are some people who did not do anything before they got into a marriage relationship. There are some people that were married on this table now. There are some people that were married from their father's house. Some people had to go to school to meet their husband. Other people had to hang out at events to meet their. Do you understand? Some people married as virgins. Other people did not. But that's not the crux of the conversation in their marriages today. That's not what is holding the marriage, whether the marriage is successful or not. So go with your leading. It's not BC that will tell you what to do. Me, I know what I will tell my daughter.
You see, we are adults,
I wonder what you tell her.
We are adults now, Waiki, and we are smarter, we are more exposed, we have information. But don't compare us to a 20-some-year-old girl who goes to church. Her entire life is morning after she's going to clinical service, midweek service, and she's back-to-back hearing, thou shalt not. So she's in that state where she dare not. And many of them have been so devoted to their religion, and they choose that, make that choice. They now enter it, and they're like, oh my goodness, this guy is... So my question is this, and I've asked it before in the past, before you answered it, is this thing called intimacy, is it extremely important?
It is.
Why did they talk like this?
Extremely important in a marriage.
Is it like, no, but their marriages do it without it and they're okay?
Are they?
Are we the one overwhelming? No, you'll be surprised.
No, we're not. Sex is sex is very essential.
Really okay?
And it's a very important part of a relationship, of a marriage.
They think they're okay.
Of a marriage. They're not okay.
We know they're not okay.
We can't even undermine the importance of sex in a marriage, Mariah. We can't. It's very important. Like you rightly said, if I pick it from where you stopped, which is talking about the church girl, and all of that. Yes, I will stand by it from the religious perspective, and also even from the fact that what if they start to engage in the premarital sex? We all know what happens in majority of cases where there's premarital sex, and because sex has been involved, there's see finish, and the guy goes away. How about that? So if you want to drop the religion bit and say, okay, too churchy, all right, put that aside for a split second and
let me interrogate that for a second.
All right.
The modern woman doesn't have a problem with you. You do it,
running away.
Get out of...
Say something else.
So how many people is she going to next?
A modern woman will tell you, listen, hey, you are in, you do what you want, you don't like it, no problem, go. And they feel empowered enough to make that choice. They might not do it as often, or maybe back to back, but they'll tell you that, listen, I would make my choice and I'll still do it again. That's what a modern woman said. They won't tell you, because the one has gone, oh, hey, my life has ended. Oh, yeah.
She'll keep doing it.
I'm just telling you the reality. But let me come to you, Nima, and then I'll come back to you.
I'm afraid that's a
Elijah, what are your thoughts on this matter?
Of course, my thoughts are already, you can guess, it's totally wrong. I don't think anybody's guinea pig. How many tests do you want to test before you're sure where you're going?
That's it.
You make it seem like it's cast in stone. So if you find out somebody that you're married to is not sexually active, you divorce the person, you move on.
My religion, you don't really divorce. You can divorce in my bosom. My own, you can't divorce.
Okay, there are several grounds for divorce in Islam that, makes sense to me. If somebody deceives you into an inconvenience in marriage, you don't have to stay there. You are not compelled to. But if you love the person enough to want to be a cover for that person and give up those pleasures that God has guaranteed for you, it's your choice also. So women stay in such marriages and manage what they see and are contented with other things. But if it is not working for you, nobody say you should die there. If you can live for comfort of wealth and class and all of that, you can live for sexual whatever. But that does not say because you want to guarantee sexual prowess, you will now... How many waka you want waka?
That's it.
Before you run mad, you turn to check
and do. Assuming that the first waka or the second waka no good. So let's have
I have a question. Can I ask? No.
Waka the second one and you catch
wait. It's good when you ask that question. It's good. So if your first waka is not is good or not good, how do you know because you've not waka before?
You try it.
You are the one who set a standard by wakaring several times before you say one is not good.
No. What if it doesn't start?
If waka is not an experience.
No. Wait now. Waka gets level. What if this one is not even responding at all and is the first? You have not had any other one. It's just the first, but there's no action.
You don't get now. That's what you don't get.
And you don't marry finish.
Now you don't get now. Okay, now she's saying that if you marry and the person is not even responding, it's not sexually, it doesn't have arousal, it doesn't stand. You don't get experience that. That means nothing happened. You still remarry. You're not looking for sexual prowess. You're looking for, you know, what's it called? Intimacy and compatibility sexually. You're not looking for, so you're not doing a guinea pig example up and down.
Absolutely.
It doesn't, I can't process it when they say, do before you enter. How many do you want to do?
Okay, that's you talking to one sex of women. That's
yes, no. Wait,
when you finish,
I want to learn this point because I heard you when you say some people from their fathers as well. I know. You know, if you enter this business, it's like entering a new field of study or anything. It's the more practice you do that you get
that feeling I have, I want to have it again. And then she goes, I mean, it's a colleague. That feeling I have, I want to have it again. And then she goes, I mean, it's a colleague in her office. He's going to be somebody, and gradually. She now realized my body is moving. What's going on? And she wants to be in that space. So it's because the point is that we assume that once you enter, even as a novice, that's your choice. Stay there. But it doesn't always happen. Like now say women are cheating. It's because something happens.
That's the point.
Michael, I'll let you jump in. Anytime you can jump in. Go ahead.
Let me jump in. Of course, majority of women, guys or men compliment us. So it shouldn't be a big deal. Men compliment what we wear and how we look and all of that. Even better than our husbands will do it at home. It shouldn't make any difference.
No way.
You. No, it shouldn't. If a man compliments a woman, that now doesn't mean that you should now say him better than your husband or a bit more.
Their compliments and their compliments. So I think what she is trying to say is, it's not just the compliments. You are attracted to this person. Let's use the right word.
Attracted to the person.
Yes, and you can be married to somebody and
cockroach
get
don't
attracted
your eyes.
to other people.
Cockroach don't do your eyes.
Let's be real here. We are human beings.
Right.
You may have seen this person and something just clicks. And it's just chemistry.
Yes.
You've not even had a conversation with the person, but
it's physics.
I'm just
yes. Now,
but as a woman, should you not guard yourself?
I don't understand. Guard yourself from the thing is not to act on the feeling, but you can have the feeling.
Let me let Georgia
guard yourself from a feeling.
I'd like you to say that again. Guard yourself. What does that mean?
From the feeling. Mariah, come on. We're women. We're married.
Okay.
Are we supposed to let ourselves loose and fall on compliments and allow compliments to make us blush and feel mushy? Nah, forget it.
Let me
I totally disagree.
You see, I think the problem with our society is because we are judgmental and because we carry religion and put it on our head. In fact, it becomes our way of life. It becomes everything that we have forgotten about life. We've forgotten about living. So you as a woman, you say you go into a marriage, because you don't know anything about life, you will... I hear what Mariah is trying to say. You go into a marriage, you are sexually inexperienced, maybe your man doesn't even know how to satisfy you. He will carry you to a certain level, and because he knows nothing, or he's not even concerned about you. He's only concerned about his own fulfillment.
Yes.
So he will now leave you hanging. And then you will now start to be thinking, there is something. And then somebody will come and touch that button that's...
He has left untouched.
So, Georgia,
let me finish. He has...
Wait, why is not saying what you're saying? He's saying something else.
And then you now start to feel urges that you didn't realize
was there.
That is why, I wanted to read...
personal trainer.
I wanted to read
for example,
Corey Michael. He says, this is a very sensitive issue. Though, if you want to buy a car, won't you take it for a test drive? But religion frowns on it. Wait. The test drive can be you, the test drive can be him. The test drive is mutual. It is not because...
Nobody's using anybody.
We are looking at it as the woman doesn't deserve sexual gratification.
Yes.
It is only the man that deserves sexual gratification. So a woman can live till 50. She has never had orgasm in her life.
Whitey has finished it.
You see, that's why I said she wasn't saying what you were saying.
It's a
totally different conversation. Madam Moderator, wait. You push it down vex. When we started this conversation, we talked about a unisex need for sexual satisfaction. But across gender, we did not specify gender. As I said, when Wyke was making a point, I understood that point immediately. It was a different point. A point of where women's satisfaction sexually wasn't an issue. You were an object of sexual satisfaction, not you deserving sexual satisfaction. So that's a completely different topic. That topic, we can have a full day on it.
But it is linked.
It's not linked. What is linked is here?
It's linked.
Oh, of course it's linked. But what we were talking about was across, should be premarital sex be an option?
So what Mike is saying,
so across gender now, it shouldn't be.
The issue I raised is what leads to what YK is saying. They lead to each other. So we can start from being not aware.
What YK is saying is a societal issue. We live in a patriarchal society. Men obviously see women as sexual objects that are to satisfy their sexual needs. They don't know whether women have sexual needs. Right. Some people are raised that way.
Okay, let me go on a short. When I come back, continue this conversation.
I marry homosexual.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer positive force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni, Yeni, Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I know I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born in 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no.
They are going, in fact, they need to be queried on this table. All of you are just making too much noise. Okay, we're back. So, let me start with Obiajulu on this matter, because Nima was saying that it's a different issue YK was saying. I'm saying that this issue of knowing before you enter is what leads to a situation where you get into somewhere, and even though you're not getting satisfied, you now realize that you're not being satisfied. You didn't realize this man cannot take you to Jerusalem. By being your colleague, or maybe going to the gym, for example, and you have a personal trainer who is helping you to your leg, pushing you, all those kind of things can get to the point where you're, oh my goodness, I can actually get to Jerusalem. Or it's not a recurring. Or you have a colleague in the office and you're making coffee together and you're always just saying, oh, can you go talk?
My husband is a 10-power horse. Those conversations that put you in trouble.
Nima, allow her to finish.
100-power horse.
It's not about that conversation. You're just having a normal conversation, regular work things, and you see that you're connecting with this person. And just being in the person's presence, everything in your body lights up.
Should you not step back when you see that you're
hold on first now. See, let's not be should you not step back? As a woman that has standards, let us establish that the feeling can happen. Right. Now, what you do with the feeling, so, initially when you were talking, is like the feeling is a sin. It shouldn't even happen.
It's a sin.
It can happen because we're human beings.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm trying
you
to be
feed it?
listen now.
That's
I'm trying to be realistic here. Now, when the feeling happens, what you do next is where people would hold you accountable. Did you pursue it or did you not? But to sit down and say the feeling doesn't happen, you should not allow it to happen, we're deceiving ourselves.
Now, let me add to that.
Okay.
So there is the sister Mary, who doesn't know she's even missing anything, and because of that, she can easily step back. But there's the sister Josephine, who has probably
was Josephine before?
She was Josephine before, right? She now gave her life to Christ, so she has tested. She has an idea what it is. She now enters.
I'm meeting this person. She got some things she has felt before.
Women are different. We never know.
To add to that, there is a sister Gladys who has not done it before, but sometimes when the husband does nonsense, like going 3 minutes or 2 minutes and sleeping off and does not satisfy her, she feels there is something missing.
Yes, because a natural instinct.
It is
because let us not say not say that women do not have
those feelings. No.
Because when we deceive ourselves that women do not have urges, that is when we enter jail.
Okay, let us
think about it right now.
While you get your response ready, let me take this call back. Let me pause.
I will not get ready.
Because hold it for a while. Abuja, you're live. I say I'm live.
Okay.
Good morning, sir, from Abuja. Go ahead, Ola.
All right, let me quickly give you my own experience.
Please.
And then I'll also give you solutions. I'll also make suggestions for solutions. I'll give advice. Now, I have 2 experiences with 2 ladies, one abroad, one in Nigeria. Now, these 2 ladies, are you people aware of what we call DFE?
DFE.
No.
Delayed female ejaculation. Are you aware of that?
Delayed. Okay.
Delayed female ejaculation.
Okay, right. Educate us.
Now, this lady, if you spend 2 hours as a man having sex with them, they will never reach orgasm. It's a medical condition. If you speak to a doctor, they will tell you it is called DFE.
Okay.
So in those relationships, I have to walk away.
Okay.
The only solution I had was to book appointments with doctors to help the lady.
So, Ola, in that kind of situation, would you have preferred to know before marriage
or not,
so that we know who needs help in getting treated for this condition?
Now, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
For me, I'm religious and a spiritual
person.
Ola, I think we're losing him. Hello?
I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead. You're spiritual.
Okay, now, for me, I would personally, before I got married, I made up my mind. I will never take you to the altar without testing it.
Okay. Why is
That's
that?
for me. But for the religious people, you can go for medical, evaluation of both partners. If you don't want to do it before marriage, go for medical evaluation to test yourself whether you are okay sexually or not.
All right.
It is possible.
Thank you very much, Ola. I know a few people have done that before and something still happens. But
so
I wanted to answer.
He says what he's talking about is called anorgasmia.
Okay, go ahead.
So I wanted to respond to Auntie that in Islam, girls and boys, sexual urge starts from puberty.
Yes.
So is it from puberty you start with testing?
No.
So we're taught from that early age to put on guard that part of you. You are raised to be able to guard it. I might sit by someone today, a man, because of the kind of job I do now, and I know that I must be on guard.
Right.
If the person crosses certain lines, I know.
Correct.
If you send me a kind of message, I don't want to test. I can't be in anger with my husband and be smiling to a colleague.
Correct.
Why are you the one bringing that? It's those boundaries that you fail to put on ground that turn something upside down.
Message comes from. Sex starts before you even start the main thing. Right? You're feeling me?
We know. Before
now. So talk about
men don't know that. Nigerian men no, they do. Are we not married to Nigerian men? Are we not married to Nigerian men? I've not seen an Igbo man before in my life. Nigerian men know.
Couples shy away from talking about it.
How do you know? Not because your husband knew.
Thank God.
Just because your husband knew.
Let me see. No, because I cannot become somebody.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. Ikoyi. Oh, Sukomi, I'm so sorry for Sukomi. Hello? Sukomi, you're live. Go ahead, please. Morning.
Yeah. When you spoke then, I just found that this is yeah, I greet you all. I greet you all.
Thank you.
Well, seriously, this is a very sensitive issue. But what I see coming from my own experience, I think you are let me say, I would say our ladies, you need to start helping us, the men, in that regard. Because I think, okay, let me tell you my little story. I think I was in a date then. I'm a Muslim, fully now. But then when I was in the world, I was with a mature lady, and I took her on a journey. We understand and I discovered, it has always been. And I just left her, when we were on the journey, and I left her at the middle, I just felt I'm there. And everything is okay. But it took her a very, it took her, she had to let me know. She just passed the message. And we are not there.
I'm so sorry. I can't hear you.
Hello?
I'm finding it difficult to hear you. Maybe our viewers can hear you at home, though. Hello, Sukomi.
So tweets have scattered this.
Okay, go ahead. Let me take it.
Tweets are scattering us now. William says, I can't buy shoe without wearing it, even though I know my size. Ebo Daniel says, I have stayed off relationship for years, and the moment I gave it a try, all guys were demanding for sex. I just feel like there's no relationship without sex for now. Premarital sex isn't good and it shouldn't be promoted. Somebody now says, there's a difference between lovemaking and having sex. So.
That's another conversation.
So how many prostitutes have had orgasm?
Let me bring in this angle, guys. Let me bring in this angle. I don't want us to...
September production
I don't want us to trivialize this issue too much.
Right.
The reason why I don't want to trivialize is because there are marriages that are breaking up right now because of these things. And I like where the job was taking us as regards conversation. Many people can't have that conversation.
They can't have the conversation.
Thank God we are in marriages where we can have a conversation with our spouses. But many, like your menopause matter is happening. Sorry.
It's everybody. One of us are sweating.
We're all sweating.
Yes, no, it's inside.
Okay, let me ask fast. She's not
MD Mama, no,
don't mind that.
Anyways, so the reason I didn't want us to trivialize is because there are women or there are people in the marriages right now and they are hurt because they are unable to have that conversation.
Exactly.
Not everybody has that. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this thing, and the man will listen, or the woman. There are some crazy people that they shoot them
about the issues. Forget about ego. Which man does not want to be helped? I know that the ego is a strong thing, but they also want to be helped.
Okay, it's not only men that have problems. Yeah, there are some women too that just like that like no go.
Thank you. Why can't you say from the conversation? I want to ask
how you are talking.
See, let me take David from Abuja. Good morning, David from Abuja. You're live. See?
Sorry, he's not. He's dead.
So a woman will not lie down as a log and say she has not reached orgasm. It's a two-way street.
The women that lie down as logs, listen, the women that lie down as logs, they don't have orgasm.
And you don't even know what to expect.
They don't understand it.
Yeah. What will you do?
I didn't get the question, sorry.
If you don't know what to expect, as a young girl, my menopause.
Menopause is worrying all of you on that side today.
So, as a young girl, you're having the conversation now, you've met someone who wants to marry you, and you're having that conversation. What will you say when you don't know what to expect? It is while you're married that you can say, I didn't get here, I got here. I read so many books getting married. I asked all my aunties how it will be.
Exactly.
One said it's sweet bitter. I carry sweet bitter. I wrote inside my diary, waiting for sweet bitter. And waited. I didn't know what to expect. When the conversation happened and my husband was asking, I looked like I didn't know what to expect. Fast forward, that my auntie is in menopause. And she's going through so many phases in her 50s. And sexual urge became something. For some people, it drops, bam. For some people, it increases, bam. So are you going to finish that conversation in premarital stage?
Exactly.
Okay.
No.
It doesn't work like that.
Let me take Felix from Port Harcourt. Good point.
Things change.
Yeah.
You can have a child today and you
Felix
lose your
from
sexual
Port Harcourt,
urge.
your life. Thanks for calling.
You go come back.
No fear about
Morning. Go ahead, please. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Women are not calling yet.
You all.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this topic is a very complex topic because people have different views to this topic.
Yeah.
We're talking of the main topic is premarital sex before going to marriage proper.
Correct.
And that premarital sex, I think it is important to have a premarital sex because some men are impotent. Let me just go straight to the point. Some men are impotent, and if you don't have premarital sex, you go into the marriage, you have problems, and it's difficult for you to solve such problems. Some could be spiritual, some could be any which way. So that is why you need to have an intimacy before going to marriage, so that already you know your spouse, the person you want to settle down with. When you're into the marriage, you can discuss things with them. Let me give you an experience. There are a girl and a boy who got into marriage. The lady was a virgin, and they got into marriage. While they were in the marriage, part of the world, we are brought up to have self-control. So that is why there is premarital sex intimacy before marriage, because when you get into the marriage, self-control majorly comes.
Thank you, Felix.
So that you don't look out and
Okay, Felix, can I ask you a question? Felix, you know you can be intimate without having premarital sex. You can be intimate and you can find out if it's you are working or not working.
If it's active or not. You know, some are liars. You can't conclude on that. Some are liars. Some, they will tell you because of the fact that they want to settle down with you, they will want to say, I'm good. Look at pastors, look at some churchgoers. They might say, okay, no, I'm all good, I'm all that, I'm everything. They will pretend to the end.
Thank you very much, Mr. Felix. I wanted us to address an issue because Dodger raised something I feel that I would like us to discuss it further. That men are willing to solve this kind of problem. Because from us hosting this show for like over 10 years now, we've seen one of the issues that we have is that men don't even want to, they don't with this matter, they don't like to bring it up with a professional, with a therapist, with a pastor. This is one thing that every other thing, finance, I can go for a clinical, but this matter, this other no matter. Please, let anybody not come now get into my business. So I think, how do we help situations where the men, maybe the few men that Dodger know are willing, but those men that are not willing, how do we get them to the point where they are willing to ask for help? YK.
Conversation from who?
That's the person that
Don't worry.
How do we get reasons why some marriages have problems? One of it is communication, lack of communication, proper communication. The second is sex that we're talking about. You know, if you can merge the two together, communicate, whilst you're trying to improve the sex or in the intimacy between both of you, I think there'll be a little bit of a level ground.
Patience.
Yeah, so I don't want us to generalize and say men don't want to talk about it. Not all men. Have you tried to broker a conversation? Have you tried to bring it up? And again, in what way? How do you want to talk about it? Are you going to say, hey, so you know, the way you did it yesterday, I'm not happy about it. Or you just find a way.
Let me use myself as an example.
Yeah.
You see, my husband, there are maybe some things that we have, discussions, and I'll say, okay, when we have an issue, personal issue, and I'd say, okay, Brown, let's talk about it. Because I expect that, just like you said, let's have that night. I'll find the best time in a good mood. Yep. Just like we're taught in marriage counseling. If I start this matter with Brown, the first sentence that he doesn't want, he flips 360.
With the sentence that he doesn't want.
No, hear me. I use that technique. That technique. So, for example, now, maybe Brown says, I don't like this hair. Right? And I feel like, let me find the best time. He's in a good mood. He just finished eating pounded yam. He's smiling. He's laughing. And I want him to get me this hair. I said, Brown, so that hair I was telling you about, he flips.
Right.
What? I told you I don't like that hair. And that, nice, you think that you get this. So story. It's not all men that it happens to.
But we have
not all men. So let's not assume that, because they'll tell you doing counseling, after you've done the other room something, when you're not happy, rub the stomach. Now, that one
don't be rubbing
so we just jump off the bed. They will just jump off the bed.
Don't start this. No, but not sex. But Brown will flip where it comes to sex.
No, not all men.
Hold on.
He can flip if he wants to flip, but it's not all men that you say is when he's in the right mood you have a conversation. For some men, method or personal method. For some men, this conversation I want to have it. Okay, we are not having it. Okay, we are not talking. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm no longer, if I'm no longer cooking, I'm not in the mood to play.
Different methods, yeah.
Okay, by the time you are important enough,
So the thing is, I have a friend who, you know, when we were telling us about this, find a good time to talk to the person and say, BC, she called me. As I say, BC, it does not work in my relationship. I think, please give me your story. She says that it's when the man is, I don't want to have this, and she flips. She gives it back to him that no, we must have
pressure for pressure.
Yes, that is when the man
so everybody has their own
listens
method.
and gives her attention.
Different strokes.
So you must find what works for you.
What works for
But
you.
I wanted to talk about
Even dog,
wiring.
dog have different character. How much more human being? Common dog and cats, they have different character. Human being have different character. You can't write one book for all.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the wiring of women. Why sometimes it seems like these men don't want to have this conversation, especially when it comes to intimacy and sex. Women have been raised to just receive without questioning. So part of your job as a wife, or as a babe, is to make the ego of the man. So you know that this is just plug and play, but you don't want to break his heart by raising the conversation. You don't want to hurt him. You are afraid of how he would take it, how he will feel. And that's why you see men who have these issues, who they have dated like 500 women. None have told them that they have this. So the first day they hear it, the shock.
Yeah. That's a real issue.
Yes, right. But there was Josephine did not tell me. Gladys did not tell me.
Right.
That one did not tell me. Yeah. Where you manufacture, it becomes another. So you have to first solve the layer of the problem.
Correct.
So there was one thing I wanted to change in the relationship when we started. I wanted something new. And, you know, girls will talk about it when we are together. I've read about it. I wanted to experience it. I hadn't experienced it at the time. And I told Oga, I was like, you know, there's this, there's a way we can. The first thing I heard is,
where did you get that from?
I have known you, he not calculated, I have known you for how many years? The first time we raised this conversation, you told me, no, you don't like it. At what point did you start liking it? We now left, wait, this is the reality of many women. Right, and that's why they don't even want to have the conversation. Yeah. We now left what I said, though, and started dealing with another issue. We had to go back and forth, me proving and explaining, and before it now dawned on him that, okay, let's give this a try. But I had to. How many women are, and some men are very, when it comes to this matter, they are very
close-minded.
That would have been the end. So you have gone somewhere now, they have touched you in that way, and that's what you want. They label you immediately. Right. How many men are willing to humble themselves and listen to their wives? We need to ask that.
So we need to talk to the men.
Because a lot of them don't. Yeah. So you can think you want to raise this conversation. Once it makes me,
let me take
I can imagine what you are talking about.
Let me take
I don't even see the story with the
AK mind don't work out. She's here, but her mind. AK, your mind is in
Mr. Yaku from Dr. Mu, you're live. Don't mind all these people.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a very, very important topic, Mario. And then before I go on, I have a request. My request is this, Mario, especially to you. That yesterday's program, I would like you guys to do the follow-up. I tried to call in yesterday, I couldn't. But please, try to follow up that case. It's very, very important. Now, I was saying this, Mario, this very particular topic is, as I said earlier, it's very, very important. Islamically, and then by extension, religiously, it is not allowed to do this thing premarital sex. But, Mario, quote and unquote, this thing is very, very important. Very, very important. I have an experience, which I think I will share in a few minutes now. Mario, there's a lady in my area here. I can tell you categorically, her husband is so rich, Sister Yeni, her husband so rich man. But this woman in question, he dare not question her husband in terms of the other rooms. The man gives everything that you can think of. Are you getting it now? Yeah. But this very particular thing, it has been a problem. Even the woman asked her husband to follow her to a medical place. The man said, how dare you telling me to follow you TVC? If this is not okay, please. But the woman was looking at the children and other things that was getting the marriage. She couldn't leave. But you know one day, this very particular woman I'm talking about, very pretty woman indeed. The woman approached me, Morayo. Hey, this thing I'm about to say struck me that very particular day. The woman said, Elijah, I want to see you. I was thought maybe you want to buy or something in my place. She said that she needed a guy. I was struck. I look. I said, wow, what is going on here? I said, I pretend as if I didn't heard what she said. I said, what did you say? She said she needed a guy. I said, okay. Why did you say this? She said she has been in this marriage for the past 12 years, producing children without enjoying the other room. And then this thing is killing her. I said, okay, you know what? I have a solution for you. I have something to give you. But the only problem I have now is that where will you tell your husband you get this thing from? He said I shouldn't bother myself, that I should leave that side. All what he needs is she wants solution. To cut the story short, Morayo, I give this woman something that she should take home.
What's the something?
And then the following day,
you slept with her? No. What is it coming?
Hello?
Let him finish.
Can you hear me?
What did you give the woman?
On his phone, I said, wow, problem is coming. The man said, Elijah, God will bless you. I say, amen. God will bless you. I say, amen. He said, are you the one give this thing to my wife? I said, yes. He said, Elijah, he's just going to the gym and then he gave me 20,000 naira. From today, the man has been my friend. In fact, I'm moving out of this place to Up to this morning, the man remained my friend. And then I settled that marriage. See, this very particular topic, it is very important, and then we should do everything.
Hello, Yakub, listen to me. Yakub, because the objective of this show is to help people. You want to learn and share information. So what have you given this woman that Nigeria can also learn from and go and get for their own marriage?
You can't say it on a breakfast show.
What is the thing?
Yakub, I understand. Don't mind them.
See, Morayo, I will see. This thing I'm saying, it is part of my business, and then I wouldn't like to mention it up here. I'm sorry, Morayo.
I'm so sorry about it. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
We'll talk to you later, Yakub. Don't worry.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
God bless you guys.
Please call them personally after.
So just to say, I got a message from a man, from a guy that says that. You know, many have generalized views about men, and take it that all men won't take advice or help. We want help. We need help, but the approach matters.
Which approach? You should lie down, come and
Thank you. You cannot come with a mind that you want to help a 2-minute man in your marriage. All those slags that we like to throw around women.
No, you don't.
I mean, not that you want to help. You will tell him that
they want help.
Wait now, my husband, or how do you say it to African women? Olowori. This thing that we are doing. We need solution. You cannot come and say, not we worry say that what man gets. You don't go borrow your neighbor or take satisfy woman. Now what you get, you go take satisfy. She woman must be able to express what she wants. You don't go borrow neighbor own. So you can't come, the approach will now be rude and pompous and the meaning of the man.
It's not that type of approach we're talking about.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with that.
Some people are rude.
That don't generalize. No, some men actually want help, right? No problem. I'll accept that from this man. However, let us not also assume that once you think that you find a soft spot, that all men react to that stuff. No, they know.
Yeah, not all.
In sexual conversations, you know some women do comparison a lot.
See,
so now that
Immaculate Boy says, Immaculate Boy says, Nigerian men have suffered on your view table since 1900. When will Mo Akabash bring entertainment director? As entertainment, I bring your view men edition.
They actually have. It's called Black
Boy needs.
It's called Black Table. 11 p.m. every Friday night. That's tomorrow night. Watch it. It's a fantastic show, and I think you should.
So since YK started taking messages, let's just continue the train. Babalola Samuel says, I understand your concerns, but it's important to remember that everyone's experiences and perspectives are different. Some people may choose to engage in premarital sex due to personal beliefs, cultural, may choose to, cultural practices or individual desires. It's essential to have an open and honest talk about it. I'm a Christian. I don't really support premarital sex, but what happens to a guy that eventually knows that his wife doesn't have any vagina after marriage? I have seen a Yoruba lady that doesn't have. She even planned to take her own life because of this. So this is a gestational problem that is rare. It's rare. and has surgical
I have to wrap up on
solution.
this topic. Let me just take this last call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I have advice to contribute. My advice is, men. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Kingsley. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have advice to contribute.
Go ahead.
And my contribution, one of my contribution is, men should exercise. Most men are so lazy that they don't exercise anymore. And women have expectations.
Exercise.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
The TV is delayed, so you're talking to us. We're fine. We can hear you.
Men should exercise. My contribution is men should exercise.
Okay.
Women have expectations.
Okay.
And when you as a man don't meet the women's expectation, it's a problem.
What if women don't meet men's expectation?
That one is, they have been solving the problem for
All right,
years.
thank you very much, Kings. Let's take a comment on social media.
You did there for
What comments on social media and then we'll come
Okay,
back.
yes, this one I want to take it. Sir Chuckles-Worth says, the narrative that, the narrative of test before enter is ridiculous because even data doesn't support it. Premarital sex before marriage leads to higher rate of divorce. Quite the opposite. Every excuse to argue in premarital favor are flimsy and even have solutions if you are being serious and were willing to tackle the problem. Last, people know that they know the truth but just want to hold on to something to justify themselves.
Hafsa says no premarital, but end up with extramarital. Yes, no premarital, but then they end up with extramarital.
Yeah.
Premarital means a no, but inside marriage, couples should do all it takes to satisfy each other sexually. Don't be selfish.
Shamsi's mom says, I feel women should open up to men their sexual needs, even if the man's ego doesn't want to hear it. Society is really making women not get that satisfaction in marriage. Shut your ears to society, dear women. That's it.
I like Shamsi's mom. Let me finish this one. She also said, men also need to understand that as they evolve, women also evolve.
Yeah.
Childbirth changes women. A man might marry a naive woman who at first didn't like sex. Fast forward to 5 years later, after having 2 kids, she's always...
At the premarital level, right? It's just that a lot of people have found that they made mistakes by not trying at all.
Yeah.
And so for them, if they have to do it again, they will not do the same thing. Other people do not have those experiences, so they are willing to keep themselves till they get there. So it's just for you to understand what works for you, and nobody should be judged otherwise.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what we think is, you know, if you do not have it outside, your marriage would definitely last for 70 years. It may not be so. There are people...
If you have it...
No, and if you do, your marriage may last for 70 years. There are no rules to it. So you must find what works for you and do not take anybody's judgment on what works for you personally. Find what works for you and own what works for you. The advice is why we usually prevent young people from getting into extra premarital sex is because sometimes there's a thin line between where to stop and where to continue. Some people, when we're growing up, we're taught that there are certain ways you can find out certain things without going down. We had that conversation, and some people would do some smooshing, some touching, but they won't get there. No, listen, they won't get there. They just want to find out some things. Some people have that knowledge. Other people don't have that knowledge. Let's also not forget that there are some people that are raped in the scheme of things. As young people, they don't even get to where they want to make a decision on what they want to do with their body. It's taken from them by force. And then they move into the society trying to navigate and find themselves. We can't just judge everybody by, you decided to go to. Some people,
let me take a few more comments. We're going to wrap it up very soon.
We're all different, so
Mr.
do whatever works for you.
Bigger Drink says that the issue against premarital sex is an injunction ordained by God. No matter the degree of modernity, God's word must be obeyed always. We must strive to be godly and obey God always. Prospective lover boys or girls can go for medical tests to ascertain their compatibility. Let us endeavor to encourage lovebirds to abstain.
I totally agree with the no judging. I totally am for that, no judging. But I can guarantee you, premarital sex and all of that cannot confirm or negate anything that you're going to deal with.
And it does not guarantee that you're going to have a better sex life.
Even in marriage, your eyes go clear.
Prof has come on our table.
So it's better
said it twice.
He was talking about fertility. Prof was and I'm telling you, it doesn't still guarantee. Shebi the person that said they should bring shine for him, if they bring, Shebi was doing bastards. Sorry, wrong word.
What you insist.
We've table does DNA topics on first child, first children. That this kind of there's nothing. See, what I believe different is be sincere. Sincerity guarantees you everything. It ensures your right. If God says stay away if you want to do it for God.
Yes.
If you don't want to do it for God, be clear what you are doing it for.
Exactly.
When you enter, your sincerity and honesty will carry you far. I didn't even know that I would be sexually okay in marriage. I just wanted to marry under God's terms. God added that one, Ajara. I thank God. Thank you. No. How many tests I protest now?
Let me take out. God will always use it as Jara.
Wait. Now, what I protest tire? Thank you. What if Adi what is?
What if the Jara didn't come? Let me tell you why.
What would you
because a lot of women go into that same marriage because they are pious. They didn't care about it. I remember, I use myself as a I will never forget this pastor's wife back in the US then when she was counseling us. And the statement she made stuck like glue because I was young. And she said, this thing, guys, it's too overrated, Jared. There's no big deal. Even if I don't know the last time that pastor even touched me. So please don't let anybody put in your head. There's no big deal. After a few that you get. So for me as a young woman,
it was
never important. And I entered it like this with the mentality, I am just a child of God.
Wow.
And so there are some people that they enter it.
Let
And
me tell you a secret.
Right.
All my friends were dating and having sex. And one of the reasons I accepted to marry the year I married was that I had sexual urges. I said to my dad, I want to marry this man.
No.
I had sexual urges.
Really?
And it must be within the confines of God.
Can you?
God added the Jara. God did not put that Jara. If I didn't know what the standards were, I probably would still be married. Because I didn't know. Now that I am where I am, if I was marrying as a divorcee, I would divorce a man who doesn't sexually satisfy me because I cannot commit that sin within any marriage.
Okay, so now
I will leave the marriage.
Some people say it's better. Some people say it's better to date. It's better to date 5 different people and marry one. And some people say it's better to live with
different from premarital sex.
Not be when they date
that they'll have the premarital sex.
It's when you are dating, you knack now. You want to be
breakfast show.
Breakfast show.
Sorry,
breakfast show. Now you confuse me. Leave me alone. Let me stay my point. So they say it's better to have 5 dates, 5 different people, decide and then pick. That it's better for their sanity than for them to get into the marriage relationship and realize they can't work and divorce. People have different things they have different
things,
Nothing guarantees
anything. Nothing guarantees anything, but we work with what you know.
Changes will happen to your body.
But I think that we also need to emphasize that there are consequences to premarital sex.
List them for us, please.
No, don't list them. Just leave it. Let them say.
There are consequences.
So there are consequences. So
yes,
you talked about the Gen Z. You want to listen to them. Well, whatever they want to do, okay, go ahead and do it. But there are consequences.
Okay.
We've known or we've heard of young people that got pregnant at 16. And they couldn't do abortion. So are you ready for such consequences? Even if you want us to deviate from the godly bit. Okay, churchy, all right. There are a lot of consequences. There are STDs, there are a couple and a couple of other things that, will come up. So whilst we talk about the premarital sex, and people say they want to do it, they insist that they want to do it, I think we should also then talk about the consequences so that before you go into it, you know what
somebody has solved their mystery. Somebody has solved it. So the general says, in my own case, it is my wife that is asexual. And I will even get her gorantula. Yet I have to be extra mile. I have to go the extra mile, get angry, and beg her to use it.
Wow.
Gorantula is one herb. Muslims use it a lot. Muslim women use it a lot. It's for sexual, to help.
You guys are really taking
that. We cover the book where.
We need to speak offline.
It's not break it down for you. Who's in the other room? Let me take John. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello, John. Oh, I think I lost that call. Somebody, Mr. Tijani, sent a solution.
Okay.
Let me speak it slowly, so that the men. One of the solutions to help guys, cucumber, smoothly blended with lemon, works more than Viagra. Thus, increase the nitric acid
is that what you have been giving
that enhances blood flow. That's what
gives us
everybody knows.
Enhances blood flow to manhood area. Frequent take of pomegranate fruit is also very good for guys. Mike, what are you giving Oga?
So loud dates, cucumber and lemon. Okay.
I don't have to give him anything.
Hey, he's on point.
He's on point.
Aww, Mike, it's up. No, you're smiling.
See like your national TV admitting to
Mike is blushing already. She's remembering the situations.
The different episodes.
The pictures are just flowing in her hand.
The different episodes.
And she's... Comments. We're supposed to go to a different topic.
Yes.
Let's wrap up. Let's go. Any comments? Okay, I think we don't have any more comments.
Yeah.
Let me go on a break.
Comments. We have plenty comments.
And give me about 2 more.
So the general continue. He said changes happen to bodies. An active guy before marriage can become a non-active. Hence, we should focus on communication in dating and a healthy relationship and respect. Cap.
Yeah.
Finish my talk.
Let me finish. Let me wrap it up.
And Andrew says, what do you think of Nima? I bet she's having a fantastic time with her hobby. She looks contented.
Oh, sure?
Very, very.
Okay, let me wrap it up. So, first, in premarital, I think I agree with Madoja here, where there are consequences. People must be responsible. I also agree with BC that says that everybody should go with their intuition. You're an adult, people make their own choices and mistakes. However, whatever the consequence is, be willing and be ready to accept it. Right. Now, inside, what we have agreed is that communication is crucial. Some of you might want to communicate. You might have to change your method of communication because some of you think, oh, find the soft spot. Some people might not work for them. Find that one that works for you so that both of you can communicate and enjoy it because you this shouldn't be an issue to stop a match. And as a Muslim woman, if you feel that the person is not getting to that level,
to him. If
talk to him, and if you cannot get any, I think you have a pass to excuse yourself. That is all we can take on this segment. We'll come back, we'll try to take one more topic before we rush off. Stay with us.
We have time for another topic.
We have time.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay.
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink.
Huh?
No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be.
Now Lagos with if you don't jump person go jam you.
You know, every time you open that your stupid mouth, you show exactly what you know.
What?
You are drunk.
Jesus!
You can't defend your wife anymore now, Julius.
Right.
None of this is his fault.
What's going on?
I can't explain, just come.
We are the Durojays.
We are the
Akbans.
We are the Obioras.
So how are you two doing?
Who cares?
She's a rude girl. You are a stupid man.
Oh, Miss Miller, you are a stupid woman.
I mistakenly carried her bra. Mistakenly.
Hey!
You took
Thanks for staying with us. So our topic before was about premarital sex and all that, but it led us into issues of inside marriage and sexual relations. However, the other topic is also somewhat related because it's about polygamy. Should polygamy be encouraged? Now, some men take the polygamous option when, for example, if your wife is like a log on the bed, she doesn't like it, she's a virgin, she's not exposed, she doesn't know all the tricks, and you say, okay, I can't handle this one, let me not teach you since you're not interested. Let me get a second wife. So society allows a man to either get a side chick or marry a second wife. But a woman that is stuck, is she allowed to marry a second husband? But you know what? You, since you're not interested in this matter, since you know Sabi, let me find somebody. Should we allow me? I'll just be helping. I won't have children just to be helping this situation so that we can all live happily ever after.
I'm not a good person.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
There's polygamy like that. You know where the society is. This is patriarchy. We don't like to talk about the women part.
And so,
you know,
there's some parts of the world that allow polyandry.
So you can,
and some religion allow it. Like it's allowed in
Islam. Able to help himself. Also, okay, let me start down. Should the man help himself where his wife cannot do anything? Get a second wife. Yes or no?
I don't think it's only. I don't think sex.
Yes.
No, I don't think it's only sex that makes a man want to have a second wife. Some men just want to have variety. You know, they want to have different
Which one
people.
is Ojukokoro
Wait
now?
now. They want to have different people. So they may have you for stability. You help them grow their finance and everything. But you're not so good in that aspect. They want somebody who is good. They want another person who is the one that they will go out with, who is presentable for the outside, the trophy wife. You know, they just want, especially those men who are rich, who just want to explore. They want to explore, and they want to explore in a way that they don't bring shame home. They are not hiding it. They want to be bold enough to say, okay, everybody here is legitimate within, and I can take care of
that.
And they manage it.
Then they try.
You say, I've come again.
Then they try.
There's consequences. Me, I like to talk about consequences. Because we are victims of the decisions that we take. So whilst you are doing all of that to be polygamous, and can you manage it when the chips are down?
Then they try.
Very
Some
important.
of them here, they try.
So also as a woman, because if you're saying that a guy that I'm married to legally is not doing this thing for me, maybe if I'm in a society that allows polyandry, as you said, YK, if I go somewhere else, or just for satisfaction, can I handle the consequences? What if I just gotta get pregnant? Because back in the day, we had mummies who had about 3, 4, 5 husbands.
Africans, we explore this
Nepal
option.
and parts of China, that's where you go, Tibet.
Yes. Some women, I have one in my own family, a very close relative of mine. When she started aging, I don't want to mention which side of the device she's on, because I'm on live TV. When she started aging, she thought of the option of a younger, stronger person for her husband. She went out. She married a new wife for her husband. So we don't see him. There's nothing new under the sun. She thought, I can no longer do this, you know. I'd just rather be excused. And the young girl came, satisfied the old man well enough to become competition, because now they entered the private room.
Thank you, Nima, for taking me there. So for a woman who is complaining about this, my question therefore is that, can't she just find somebody else for my husband? If you feel that I can't handle this thing,
I cannot find somebody else for my husband. If my husband wants to be fined, he can go on exploration. But me, I cannot
use my hand to find for him, right?
No, because me, I can't. If me as a person, I'm having trouble in that area, can I say,
can't you go and learn? Can't you go and work on yourself?
I'm a very pious Christian. I don't like that thing. I think it's very. It is a sin. It's just. It's too. All this you're asking me and do this one. I can't. Please, I can't jump on the fan. I can't do this monkey shadow. Let me go and find one sister. Yeah, do at least. Can't.
If it's a sin for you, then it's a sin for you to find a sister to help your husband.
No.
No, but he can find it himself. There's no sin in him finding it himself.
There is. She's wrong.
Is there a sin?
There's no sin.
He's cheating on his wife.
And then why should you be the one to aid this cheating?
If you accept it, is that what's wrong about that?
We did not say bring into the house. He can marry a second wife.
Okay,
that is the bringing into the house. That's if it's a
the process of marrying.
You can marry another wife. Don't bring into the house. If you don't have
marry,
not
be the same thing. You just marry someone.
I'm missing my point. Remember Sister Mary and Sister Josephine?
Right. Yes.
Now let's leave Josephine. Sister Mary. Sister Mary is totally pious. She doesn't like all this. She doesn't even. In fact, she has heard it in her church that this thing is even a sin. It's too much.
It's only
just do missionary and okay. But now the other is trying to. And she's like, I can't do all these things. So this is the fact. At that place, I've not even shaved. I don't do anything. Please just don't do anything.
Sister Mary should have been a nun.
Exactly.
So her destiny is not married.
I have one sister. Give me a crazy.
Sister Agnes. Okay, sorry. Unless I'm very related. Sister Susie.
Sister Susie. I want Sister Susie. Like, okay, Sister Susie, please, can you hear me? That all this flipping around that my husband is asking me for, please, can you hear me give it to him? At least I'm seeing a marriage. Yeah. I can focus on my God.
Yeah.
But the problem I have is Sister Mary.
She's not teaching her
Wait now.
No,
you cheating. That's not the problem. Cheating is not the problem. When Sister Mary brought Susie inside, she not tell Susie that you have limited
rules and regulations.
Sister Mary cannot come around Susie mad.
She's bound to give Susie.
Yes, because there's a level Susie will take Oga.
You go collect
Oga will follow Susie.
Then Sister Mary should go back and read her Bible.
Yes.
Tell us where
why
in the
not
Bible,
go to school?
if it's only missionary that is permitted, then how is that other one permitted?
Okay. Oh, that's another angle. What is permitted in this marriage?
Everything is.
We cannot finish this conversation. Yeah. But at least when you talk about missionary in marriage, chapter, verse what?
No, there were no descriptions on that.
In the Bible.
So they just said keep the bed on the file.
On the file.
How you define the file? That means whatever is agreed between two
both
partners.
of you.
Yes. It's okay in the bed.
No,
we're not manipulating anything. No. Keep the bed on the file. Whatever two of us agree that's what we're going to do.
The same mouth used to worship God. The same mouth used to worship God and praise God and fast. The same mouth what we used to do some certain things in the other room, which is
only God
illegal.
the mouth.
But it's between both of you.
Hey, but it's
between both of you.
Every
and
part
there's
of
an agreement. Then I think it's
as long as you agree.
So far it enhances
in
part
my
of your
religion,
pleasure.
Anal is forbidden. Every other part of your body.
Even in Christianity, anal is
forbidden.
Satisfaction. It's not that we used to worship God. We should just use it for anything.
It's the only outside other part of your body, not
outside.
Chapter what? Verse what?
It's the defilement.
Did we drink agbo or not?
Is it
Do you drink
defilement?
agbo or not?
Let me take this.
Do you eat or not?
Hello, you're live. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think I should go and do Thanksgiving for getting through. It's very easy to make everyone than to be on your program.
Sorry, Mr. Festus.
It's very easy to do.
To get to heaven.
You know, it's only contentment that is necessary in relationship.
Like that.
There is no, how do I put it?
How to fast road.
There is no level to sexual satisfaction. You are only happy with somebody because that's the level of your exposure. As soon as you are all sitting down, we carry out what is called swapping. Some of you will regret that you have been missing out since, honestly. But right now you are happy with your spouse. It's because of your level of exposure.
Yes, sir.
Now, coming to the issue on ground, it happened in the Bible. Sarah looked for somebody for Abraham because of child-related matter.
Yeah.
It's not only sex that can make a woman to go and look for somebody.
Yeah.
In the East, it's part of their culture. In Igbo land, it's part of their culture. You go out and look for somebody. If your father does not have a male child, this thing will pass. Or you marry a man that has you have no issue. You go and marry another woman for that man, and any children from that second woman belongs to the elderly woman. That's the first wife. That's the way they do it. It's culturally allowed.
Thank you, sir. Comment here. Go ahead.
So I also think that it's not only, like I mentioned earlier, it's not only the other side, the bedroom that makes a man want to go outside. Sometimes they are married to women who now become full of themselves. They have grown, they have risen to a certain, treats them anyhow. Uncle, go to the kitchen and take your food. Please, I'm busy. I have people I'm attending to. I'm working so hard. They are the boss in their offices. They are the business guru and all of that. When they come home too, they continue in that boss energy. And the man is just feeling like, I no longer have a companion. I need somebody who I'll come back, who listen to me, the travails of my day, talk to me, at least we'll hug before we sleep and all of that. Are you sure I shouldn't be looking at getting other people? And because we, especially in this part of the world, we are religious. Some people don't want to go outright to say, I want to marry a second wife. That's why we now have them having side chicks who would give them those benefits that they want because they can't come out. And sometimes they also hide it from the woman. So you do your bossy thing, but I have somebody that just takes care of me.
Well, BC, on this show, we've had women who say that I'm married to a minister who is always on the mountain and doesn't satisfy me. And I feel like a sinner asking for it or even raising it at all. We've seen people who are like Mommy Gio level, maybe you know, the high level where, listen, they just accepted their faith. And as Wake said, for their entire life, 60 years, 70 years, they've never gone to Jerusalem. They've never hit that note. They've not hit that note. So in that kind of situation, but they know they are suffering, but they've chosen
to stay
carry
with
that cross. So this is me.
And be wicked to everybody around them.
No, you don't have to be wicked. They are usually
they need to vent.
I'm telling you,
they have to vent. They don't mean to be wicked.
Because you haven't met them.
Yes, I realized that there was, I think her relationship crashed somehow and she was not here. There was a vacuum and everything. All of a sudden, one fine Baba will come in the evenings to visit this sister. Sister behavior changed.
Wow.
She was not smiling. She was not helpful.
I've seen those times before.
Take a day off. Take a day off. Me? Are you talking to me? Everything just changed. And see what happened? She had started collecting.
Correct. Collecting
correct.
You know, because there's incorrect and correct. The incorrect, we make them be wicked. When you go and meet them in the offices like this, they will do like this. Well, if you are looking for a contract, you won't get that contract.
Never.
You know those Sister Charity.
You come looking smart.
Say you that you are looking like this.
It's wrong.
You are collecting.
What he's doing is wrong. It needs to be made.
Yes. But you see, I know that my own Mommy J is not involved in all these things. I know she's happy.
They play.
She's happy. She see her, she's very kind. She's not but I know she's not doing that.
If anybody
don't forget that many years past.
The thing that experience, from the small I've seen, if you are reaching that age and you close that chapter, you have invited sickness you cannot handle. You just be having headache today, back pain tomorrow, you be having
Nima, let me tell you something. When I was in my 30s, like you people are in your 30s and early 40s, I used to think that people 60, 70, that
they won't do that kind of thing.
They don't do that kind of thing. She'll be about 64, almost like 63. I don't even know my age again. 62. I'm 62, going to 63.
That's 64 now.
I'm 63 now. I'm going to be 63 in 3 months.
You're just collecting.
He's 63. I'm 63.
Why answer my question? Are you collecting correct?
So, Theo and I were discussing it on Saturday. You know, when we were young, we used to think that at this age, you don't have stuff. I said, me and you, we are going to be doing till 70 something.
Oh, shit!
Are you just collecting or collecting correct?
Collecting.
Does it look like she's not collecting
correct? Look at me. Do I look like I will be collecting incorrect?
Not allowed.
You don't get your answer. Let me take messages. We have people that are writing. Well, Obumola Emmanuel says the issue of satisfaction is mostly based on the fact that people compare spouses to exes. Orgasm is satisfaction. Some people can achieve it doping or foreplay. Sexual fantasies cannot be.
That's all we can take on today's show. You know, I mean, we have to. But I think in a nutshell, as I said before, communication is important, especially those of you who are Christians or Muslims. It's important for you to adhere. And I think there's a message from Ambassador Ayo Olukan issue. He said, Mariah, please, when we discuss this issue, please let us remember our Christian values. The Bible injunction, Book of Isaiah, verse 1, which says, when that time comes, 7 women will grab hold of one man and say, we can. Okay, I guess we're trying to miss it for you. But the point is that please communicate with your spouses and be ready to take on the consequences of whatever action that you take. That's all we can take on today's show.
And we wish you collecting correct.
We hope. Amen. Those of you that are not collecting correct,
amen.
We pray for you.
Correct.
And the fact that you're a Christian does not mean you should not collect.
Raise your hand.
The fact that you're a Christian does not mean you should not collect.
Collect correct.
Correct. After you're married and you're a Christian, collect
correct.
Very well from your husband or your wife is very allowed.
So collect very correctly.
Raise your hands
to collect. And then to collect correct.
And we pray for all of you to collect correct.
All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.